Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1790, Networking Riches, day one. But first, what about Sabrina? Didn't we watch Sabrina last night? Well, kinda. We started watching Sabrina last night, and then we had a major thunderstorm come through. So with all major thunderstorms, when they come through, they get very loud and makes it very difficult to hear the TV because I have such a crappy sound system on my TV. I don't have surround system hooked up or anything else. So we decided to wait till the ice cream treats are going past. I was wondering what the music was. So waiting for the thunderstorms for cell to go past. But we ended up having several thunderstorm cells coming through at different points, like one after the other. And at one point, if you go and check my Facebook page or my YouTube channel, which I don't know if it's on my YouTube channel. I'll have to go and upload it. I did a Facebook Live outside on my front porch during one of the major cells that came through. The thunder got so loud. The thunder was so quick and so sudden after lightning. You didn't even have a chance to take a breath. It was sort of like flash of lightning, boom. And the boom was right overhead. It was a very sharp crack. And you get my initial, you get the phone jumps. I go, oh shit. We would have gone out the back patio, but I opened up the back door there and the rain was literally coming in the door. And I'm like, yeah, no. And that patio out there is like about 8 to 10 feet deep under cover. And the rain was coming in so was being blown in that it was actually the rain was coming up to the door. All the patio furniture and the mat that we have out there was completely wet. And so I thought, well, let's go have it at the front, because if it's coming that way from the back, then the front should be dry. Yeah, no. We get out the front there and I'm standing in the alcove because, we've got the front porch, but it's here. You come back, there's a little alcove where the front door is. And I'm standing in the alcove of the front door and my feet are getting wet. And I'm like, oh, this will be interesting. But then I thought, screw it. It's rain. It's just water. I love to dance in the rain, but I did not go outside and dance in the rain simply because of the thunder and lightning. I don't go and stand out in the open and thunder and lightning and dance in the rain. So I was just walking up and down on the front porch there in bare feet and realized that my concrete on that front porch is very slippery when wet. Not sure why it's slippery, but it was slippery, and but I had to be careful with that. And we get to see it build up very quickly to the side yard where it started running out onto the road and everything else. So I did a Facebook Live, then I switched over and went on to TikTok Live over there. Got talking about all sorts of things. And, at one point we're standing there and there's this brilliant flash of lightning, like directly overhead, and immediately followed by this huge crack of thunder. And I turned around and looked at Zeffie with the camera, and Zeffie's just standing there in the doorway, just looking, and she looks at me and just turns around and quietly walks into the office so that she can get into her recliner. So that was our watching of Sabrina last night. We didn't get to watch it because we had like 4 hours of thunderstorms just rolling through. So we didn't get to watch that last night. So might get to watch it tonight. I don't know. But today we had Networking Riches, and it was day one. It was absolutely awesome. It was amazing. Got a lot of new people in today. So I got to meet lots of new people today, all from different professions. And it was just a really, really cool day. And I see Casey's joined us in the chat area there. Hey, Casey. He rocked it today. I have to say, he rocked it today. He always does. And great information as always. Introduced some new stuff that's coming up for our VIPs, which is going to be amazing. And then we had a breakthrough session. And if anybody's ever been to Networking Riches or they've heard me talking about Networking Riches, they know that my most favorite part of the entire 2-day event is the breakthrough zone area. And this is where volunteers will put themselves in the hot seat and tell Casey and the other coaches something that's wrong with their business, the challenge that they're having with their business. And then they go to town on how they can help this business improve. Today, we looked at a floral business. We have never had a florist in Networking Riches before. So this was a really cool one to see all the different things that you could do with a floral business for a florist. And it was just absolutely amazing. I got a couple of pages of notes just out of that one session. Fortunately, we only had time for one breakthrough session today, but that's okay because tomorrow we get to do some more. Woohoo! And we still, if you want to come and join us for day 2, you can just go to haftonetwork.com to register. You'll be able to come join us for day 2 because that's going to be just as impressive as day 1. I already know it. I can feel it in my bones. And I have to tell you, this was the most prepared I was for a Networking Riches session. Because of the thunderstorm last night, I came into my office. I cleared off the desktop. I had my paper already, my paperwork all ready to go. But I work behind the scenes for Casey on these events, and there's certain things that I do, and so I had made sure everything was ready. All I had to do in the morning was just, and I had my computer switched off last night because of the thunderstorms. I don't have my UPS hooked up just yet. Actually, I should probably check that. It's been plugged in for 24 hours. I think it's over 24. Yeah, sometime, I don't know. Hang on, what's today? Tuesday. Plugged in on Sunday, so yeah, it should be good to go. I'm charging it up before I plug anything in. And so I had the computer turned off last night, and so that was going to reset everything, clear location, all of that sort of stuff. Got all that done. And then I had my desk ready to go, so I knew where everything was. I had even filled this up before I went to bed and brought it in here, so it was ready to go in the morning. I didn't have to worry about that. I did some meal prepping last night. So my meal prep I've got breakfast and lunch and dinner and desserts all in my refrigerator that got prepped last night. I got all my laundry done last night. I got my kitchen cleaned. I had a very productive evening, all because of a thunderstorm or several thunderstorms. And here comes the ice cream treat guy again. Hang on, you just went down that side of the street. Aren't you supposed to switch sides and go the other way? He needs a QR code on that thing, so people can that's what he needs. See, I learned from Casey today about QR codes on things, and put a QR code on the side of a van if you've got like the ice cream treat things, where you can put a schedule up online and have people go to the QR code so they can see when you're next going to be in their area, in their street, what time you're going to be there, what time span you're going to be there. We're going to be there between this time and this time. Keep an eye out for us. Let people know, let them know in advance what you have, because I have no idea what these guys carry. In New Zealand, we have what we call Mr. Whippy, and Mr. Whippy is soft serve ice cream. And on the side, there is a panel there with all the different types. You can get single cone, double cones. You can get them with a twist. You can get them with a flake bar inside them. You can get them chocolate dipped. And it's basically a soft serve machine in the back there, and they'll do sundaes and banana splits. And every Friday evening in our street, he would come down the street at that time with his they'd play Greensleeves. So you'd hear Greensleeves coming down the street. And so we would go out, because Friday nights at our place was fish and chip night. And so we would already have the fish and chips already ordered it. Mum will be plating it, which is basically putting it onto folded pieces of newspaper. We would all run outside to get Mr. Whippy, go back in, go into the garage, open up the freezer, put our Mr. Whippy stuff in the freezer, then go inside and have our fish and chips. And then after that, we'd go out and get our Mr. Whippy out of the freezer so that we could then have a dessert. So yes, that was soft serve ice cream that they would do in the back of the truck. This one, I think, is like your popsicle bars, your ice cream cones, already pre-packaged and all that. I don't know. I have to have he was facing there. He's got the driver's side, came down this way twice. But have a QR code on there. If you're going to be at like an event or something, you can always put what the event is and where people can find you. So you're not just driving down the street, but what events are they attending as well? So they can, you can go catch up with them at that event. They're going to be there. If they're going to be at a farmer's market, where's the farmer's market being held? What hours are they going to be there? Especially in this heat. I know we're in Arizona, okay? We're like triple digits for Fahrenheit, triple digits, almost the whole month of June, the whole month of July looks like is forecasted as well. Overnight lows are in the 80s. For those back on the metric system, you're talking 40 degrees Celsius, 38 degrees Celsius and above, most days around the 40 degrees Celsius. And overnight lows are in the low 30 degrees Celsius, high 20s to low 30s Celsius for those. So it gets a little warm. And we went out this morning, it was 71% humidity in Arizona. And I'm like, we've got to get some rain if it's getting that high. Thunderstorms are predicted for this evening. So who knows? Maybe I'll just sit and read a book tonight. I'm having fun. I got a new book the other day. What do I do with it? Well, here it is. Hang on. I got this one to read. This is going to be read after the one I'm currently reading, which is The Housemaid. And I'm also reading The Witches of War Boys, I got to tell you, those kids in Witches of War Boys, that got that family hung because they were witches. They were thought to be witches. These girls in this family decided to pick on this other family and say that this other family was a family of witches. Ooh, the stuff they got up to. I'll let you know when I finish the book. I can share some of the stories with you. But those girls, oh my gosh, I would have hung them instead just for accusing the other family for being witches. Of course, this took place in the late 1600s. Late 1500s, early 1600s, I think. I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was around the same time that the Salem witch trials were going on. There was a lot of witch trials going on around this time. So yeah, it's very interesting reading, and to know that the family that caused the issues lived in the house that my ancestors later lived in, like 300 years later. Yeah, 200 to 300 years later, my ancestors owned that house. So that's the reason I'm reading the book, was because it's a bit of history about the family that lived in the house that my ancestors lived in, which was called the Manor House. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to diving into this one. Have you read this one? It's called Stillhouse Lake by Rachel Kane. Never read any of her books, but looking forward to trying that one. So it was on sale. It sounded good. I grabbed it. It's just one of those things. So anyway, that's basically it. That's all we have for you tonight. If the rain stays or if the thunderstorms don't come in, we might be able to watch Sabrina. If not, I'm just going to sit and read. And I'm reading The Housemaid, reading Witches of War Boys. What else am I reading? What else am I reading, Zeffy? I know what I can't remember the names of the books. They're all sitting in the other room, so I can't look at them. But anyway, that's it from us for this evening. If you want to come join us for Networking Riches Day 2 and just hear some ideas. And the cool part about this is what I got totally sidetracked, back on track to the breakthrough zone thing. The thing I like about it, it doesn't matter what the business is, there is always something that you can learn when they're helping somebody with their business. So I, like I said, took a couple of pages of notes today on this floral business and things that I can apply to my own business. And I'm just like, these are really great ideas. And if I don't use them, there could be a case, and this has happened to me before, is that I'll be talking to somebody and they turn and go, oh, I'm having a problem in my business, and blah, 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 blah. And I go, I have an idea for you. And they'll go, what's that? And I says, you can always try da-da-da-da-da. And it's something that I had learned through a breakthrough zone that stuck in the back of my brain because I thought it was a really good idea. It was an idea I couldn't make happen for my business, because I asked the question, how can I make that work for my business? So the brain goes into gear of like, okay, let's see how we can make this work. I can't remember what it was, but there's been a couple of times this has happened where there's something that didn't work for my business, but somebody came along and says, oh, we're talking about their business and stuff. They go, oh, I'm having a problem with this. And I'm like, oh, hang on, I have an idea for you that may or may not work. So, and I tell them the idea and they're like, ooh, and they go off. Do they implement it? I don't know. Some do, some don't. Not my business. But, and that's the really cool part, is that Casey's always telling us, that he'll give us different ideas and stuff. He doesn't expect us to implement all of them. It's like a buffet. You go there and you pick and choose what you want. Yes, you do get shiny object syndrome when you hear some of these ideas. Oh, that'd be really great for my business. And you end up with this huge list at the end. Now, the thing is that when you end up with that huge list at the end, is going through and picking out the ones that you can go and do and implement immediately. And the other ones are going to take a little bit of thought on how to implement them. So go do the ones that you can do immediately. Just remember, stay focused. What is your goal? Keep that as your focus point so that you know where you are going, what you're doing, and does this idea take you away from your path to that goal, or does it assist you in getting to that goal? So that's a good way to figure it all out and learn. So with that, I'm out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening. Come join us for day 2 of Networking Riches at HaveToNetwork.com, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Hey, konera.